Hi everyone, Speaker of the House here, the internet's busiest music nerd, and it's time for a review of this new album from Armand Hammer, We by Diabetic Test Strips.
Okay, for how much?
$0. It's just a title.
All right, $0. It's not buying them. That's getting them for free. And I'm not just gonna give them to you for nothing.
We have a new album here from East Coast abstract hip-hop duo Armand Hammer. Billy Woods, Elucid, true blue underground weirdos lurking in the shadows, formulating rhymes and esoteric references that you couldn't even dream of. They are on their 6th full-length official album here, I believe, and it's been great watching these two really become underground fixtures over the years in the hip-hop scene. Especially since I've been covering them for a decade at this point, going back to their first album together. How am I still looking the same 10 years ago? But back then on their early stuff, I think I heard something that a lot more people are hearing now, thanks to fantastic records like Paraffin, as well as the Alchemist bump they got on 2021's Haram, their last full length. Now, these two have covered and pioneered a lot of ground over the past 10 years creatively, and with each release, I'm always wondering what is next for the duo. Where could they possibly take things next as they continue to build up this catalog that is more mystifying with each record? And while I wouldn't say they're the most important contributors to abstract hip-hop today, they definitely help set the tone in their own way. So for me to tell you this album might be the most heady and cerebral project Armand Hammer has put out so far, it's saying something. And that is very much apparent from the start. The opening track, Landlines, that sees Elucid and Billy Woods rapping with pitched vocals, some warped effects too, on top of these reversed samples, phone noises, ambient noise, and droning tones too. It's kind of psychedelic and surreal like a Shabazz Palace's track, but delivered with the descriptive, dour, and gritty rhymes that we typically expect from Armand Hammer. Billy Woods starting off his verse with, "I'd rather be codependent than be co-defendants." Elucid on the track can be found waxing poetic on old childhood memories, which is a lot of different stuff in one track, cause as any moment this album can really go in any direction lyrically and sonically, as the ending of this song here suddenly melts into all of this rumbling, rattling noise that makes me feel like I was in a dream and woke up standing in a subway car. Following this, we have the even more ghostly Woke Up and Asked Siri How I'm Gonna Die with production from JPEG Mafia, which also has a very slow, syrupy, ambient vibe to it that aesthetically is almost akin to that of a vaporwave piece or an old 106 Point Never track. And the energy of this song is so strange. I feel like time is slowing down on this one to the point where I can just feel it stopping. Meanwhile, Woods and Elucid are so deep into taking a more impressionist angle with their writing that I feel like I've lost the ability to interpret anything they're saying or add any of it up. And maybe it doesn't add up. Maybe it's not supposed to. Trying to get a firm grasp of some of these tracks feels like sand slipping through my fingers, or like I'm fighting a paralysis demon. Meanwhile, the flexible unreliability of time and memory leaves me feeling as if I am floating out in zero gravity with nothing to hold on to, and trying to flail and control my way through it and just like make my way is just a futile attempt. It's not going anywhere. The only option I have is to really just let the weightlessness take me. And also we have another ending on this track that makes it seem like the whole song was a dream sequence of some sort. We're waking up. Now, even though there are a lot of obtuse passages throughout this record, Woods and Elucid still explore a lot of the same familiar themes that you may have heard them rap about on past efforts: paranoia, Afrocentrism, societal decay, rap music, cultural satire, love, and loved ones. And they're still wordsmiths about it. It just takes a little bit more decoding than usual for them. Case in point, take the Billy Woods bar on the project. Think in cursive, spit jagged fragments. Every word out of my mouth drag my people backwards. Moving along, I Keep a Mirror in My Pocket is a really great piece of off-kilter jazz rap with these thick bursts of bass and keys, plus a solid guest verse from Cavalier on the track too. And this is maybe the most material and punchy song on the record thus far, which up until this point has sounded very low-key, very, very, again, cerebral, very ambient. And even though on this track the beats and the instrumentation are much bolder, clearly defined. There's still something about this song that sounds so surreal and disconnected from reality, which I would also say is the case for Trauma Mike, with its crashing cymbals and strange echoes, roaring guitars, and massive hits of 808s. It sounds like industrial hip-hop hell on earth. It's wild, it's confounding, as is a beat from LP on The Gods Must Be Crazy, which brings booming bass, African drum samples, and what sounds like these scattered vocal bits. It's one of the most insane pieces of production I've heard this year. Now, the duo continues to barrel into the unknown in the final leg of this thing, and while these songs continue to be difficult to define or make heads or tails of, they're still so colorful and ever-changing and engaging. It's like the weirdest ear candy ever. Whether you're talking about the multi-phase Don't Lose Your Job, which closes with a great spoken word outro from More Mother, and you also have Switchboard, which suddenly changes over into these heavenly vocal harmony passages. This album just like has oddity pinned down, but no two songs are odd in the same way. Now, as far as a couple of low points for me on the LP, let's start with the two Jungle Pussy features here, one of which fits on the record, the other not so much. Her very calm and understated appearance on You Can't Stand Right Here doesn't really fight through the mix and the instrumental at all, the instrumental that sounds like trying to fight your way down an endlessly busy New York City street. She makes much more sense with a kind of sensual appearance on the front end of Empire Boulevard. There's Total Recall, whose verses I love, but this is my least favorite instrumental here by far. The unending woodwind solos take so much away from the vocals. There's just a competition there sonically that shouldn't be, and what's worse is that the solos aren't even that good. So why it's so prominent on the track in the first place, I don't know. There's Supermoon 2, which I'm sorry, as much as I do like Billy's contribution to this track, and the instrumental too, I just do not see the appeal of having Elucid's vocals just decked out in these spooky vibrato effects. It sounds like something off a bad Halloween SFX tape, but at least the two closing tracks on the record are solid and bring things back into more of an abstract and ambient direction, which again, very surprised and floored at just how loose and fluid and boundaryless a lot of the production on this record sounds. And not only do Billy Woods and Elucid manage to rap over all of these beats very effectively, but the songs overall are actually really engaging. The textures, samples, grooves, and musical arrangements packed into these songs are really impressive. Really some of the best on any Armand Hammer project so far, and I say that knowing that Paraffin hits so damn hard, and Haram was literally produced by The Alchemist. So this LP, in my opinion, is a pretty big step up in a lot of ways. Is it bogged down a little bit by a few ill-conceived ideas here and there? Yes, but no question and no doubt about it, on the best moments of this project, Billy Woods and Elucid are progressing, they're experimenting, they're advancing, and they are very much defining what makes abstract hip-hop today. I'm feeling a strong A to a light 9 on this one. Transition, have you given this record a listen? Did you love it? Did you hate it? What would you rate it? You're the best, you're the best. What should I review next? Hit the like if you like. Please subscribe and please don't cry. Hit the bell as well. Over here next to my head is another video that you can check out. Hit that up with a link to subscribe to the channel. Anthony Fantano, Billy Woods, Elucid, forever.